Well, it's a long beginning.
We got time.
My name is Oswin Benjamin from Brooklyn, New York. I come from a lot of different places, but mainly grew up in the church. And when I tell you, if God decided to throw an extra day of the week on the week, we'd have been in there for 8 days out the week. Mom wasn't playing around, so she sang. My mom is a singer. My dad is a bass player. I play a couple instruments very loosely. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So the journey to music it's been one that we kind of always had a foot in. So I think it started, you know how people be like, I've been doing music my whole life. Mm-hmm. But like, I think for real, it started when I was like 5. When we was in Brooklyn, we had a group called The Voice of Joy, right? And when I tell you we had merch, that's when people was wearing turtlenecks. So we had turtlenecks with the little Voice of Joy logo on the chest in mad different colors. We had the purple joints, the orange joints, and we would go perform at colleges, and we would just we didn't do any original music from what I remember, but it was we would do like old Kirk Franklin stuff, the What You're Looking For album. Yeah. We did a little Pepper Seed dance on stage and all that. Yeah. So I was 5. It was me, my brother, my 3 god brothers, and we made a little wave in New York. I ain't really perform like that as much because I was a really bad kid, so I got a chance to sit and watch a lot of it. But we ended up doing pretty well. We was supposed to cut a record with Patti LaBelle, and the group just broke apart. I moved upstate. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else kind of moved apart, and I'm the only one that kept up with the music.
Now, what was your role in that? In Voices of Joy, were you singing? Were you dancing?
I think I was supposed to be a singer.
Yeah, you were supposed to be.
I was supposed to be, but I don't think I was old enough to figure out what my role was because I was always in trouble. So I had the turtleneck. On, but I was sitting in the crowd watching them do what they had to do. So I don't know. I can't really tell you. But I remember it was a white turtleneck.
It was white?
It was a white turtleneck, bro. Why would you give a 5-year-old a white turtleneck? I don't know.
Man, did you get
never kept it clean?
Crackers on it? And because I know church, the church mother's gonna hand you some candy, some crackers, some juice,
fam.
Yeah.
And there's always a juice that you can't get the stain out.
Right.
It's either the red or the purple.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, I understand.
No, that's one of the things, like one of the conversations we had, you were like, my pops played bass.
Yes.
And I got a church background.
Okay.
And my pops played bass too.
That's fire.
So when you're talking about these things, because I can identify with it, it's like, man, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like they used to say, my pops was a drug addict.
Because of how he used to look playing the bass.
No, because he drug us to church all the time.
Right.
You feel me? He drug us to church, brotherhood meetings, discipleship meetings, Sunshine Choir, Jubilee Choir rehearsals. We was always at church.
Royal Ranges and all types of, we was in there.
Okay, so let's talk about this. So musically, your first influences came from the church. Now, how does that affect you today? So
I know growing up the way that I did, and mom being so scripture heavy, I'm now learning how to have fun with music, because before it was just like, yo, you may be the only God people ever see. So stop playing. You know what I mean? If you're gonna get up there, you're gonna do this.
Yeah.
You make sure that you do this right, because it's a world full of hurting people. And if God gave you this gift, make sure that you use it right. So even before, when I would perform, it'd be on some like I was probably like 130 pounds, soaking wet, and I get on stage like, yo, I ain't trying to turn up with y'all. I got something to say, right? And I think part of that was, and my wife is here, she's laughing because she's seen a lot of those shows.
Right.
Like, fam, you could actually relax.
Yeah.
Like you can chill, right? Because you're saying something beautiful.
Yeah.
But you're not presenting it in a beautiful way. Right. So it was a lot of that. Like, nah, I'm not turning up with y'all because y'all need to hear what I have to say. And a lot of that was church culture too. Like, I'm not having a conversation with y'all. I'm telling y'all what you need to hear. And for some people it resonated, and for some people it was just like, yo, bro, why you yelling?
Right.
Chill out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was for a very long time, it was that. And then I got to the point where it was like, yo, I don't want to hear this all the time. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to just relax. And I think as you evolve and mature over time, you feel like music serves a lot of different purposes. Yeah, sometimes you could teach somebody with something. Sometimes you use music to relax. You use music to get away from thinking sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I knew how to tap into one emotion very well. I knew how to tap into pain. I knew how to tap into regret. I knew how to tap into all of those things that people didn't want to talk about. And that was kind of my cheat code. Like if something crazy would happen in life, I would go write about it because I knew like, yo, nobody is going to say this. And it got to the point I started low key becoming addicted to putting myself in compromising situations for the sake of having something to write about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as you get older, it's just like, yo, bro, your life is enough. And it's like, I think especially being in rap, we cling to the negative because it's easier to sell that, whether we're doing it subconsciously or we know what we're doing. So my life would be great and I would look for something terrible to write about because I felt like that was the only way I was able to be relatable. So now it's a little different. So you mix that in with the you need to be a soldier of the Lord. It's just like, now we not having fun with nothing,
right?
Because everything is war all the time. We at war. You know what I mean? It's
I'm
like
on the battlefield.
I'm on the battlefield all the time. We don't sleep on the battlefield. You know what I mean? So now it's like, all right, cool, man. Like, God is all of these emotions. God is anger. God is love. God is peace. God is empathy. God is regret. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're able to feel all of these emotions, I don't think they came out of nowhere.
Right.
So it's like, let me tap into all of these emotions when I'm making music, not just this one thing and stay there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So when was there a moment, because you started so young, like was there a moment that you can go back and identify with where there was because you said rapper, right? But I'm going to say you are way more than that.
Man, appreciate that.
Like, you're way more than a rapper. But was there a moment that you can identify, like when you go back, where you were like, this is what I need to do?
There was 2 moments specifically, and this started from me just making fun of people. Like I was always a class clown. I was always the funny guy.
Was or still? Because I know you to be a You still.
I only said was a class clown because I ain't in school no more. Still a clown though. still a clown for sure. But yeah, there was one time. Shout out to my guy Spencer Trotman. It's like probably the longest friendship I ever had. And I remember one time he came to my mom's house and we was downstairs, and Spence wasn't necessarily the flyest guy growing up. So we would just cut his ass on what he had on all the time. And Spence got mad one time and went home. He lived right down the street. He went home and there was a website called Jam Glue at the time where you could just record straight to the computer. Spence don't rap at all. But Spence went home and in like 30 minutes he said, yo, check your email. I said, all right. Open my email. There was a disc record in there. And Spence was going crazy. So I said, all right. So I went and I started writing. And me and him would send diss tracks to each other back and forth.
Wow.
Off of Jam Glue. And that's when I think I started like writing with intention. But I would do like poetry and stuff in school. But that was that. And I was just like, all right, cool. And I let my brother hear him. He's like, yo, bro, I ain't gonna hold you. It's not that bad. And then fast forward, I went to college. And this joint was like, you could see this in like a BET movie. You know what I'm saying? There was a dude, his name was Pierre. He was from Harlem. Harlem is known to have, you know, you think of style and flyness in New York. You think Harlem, Dapper Dan, Dipset, all of that, right? So he had a pair of Pradas on. I got my Pradas from 125th Street.
Okay.
For y'all who don't know,
let them know.
That ain't where you get Pradas from. You see what I'm saying? So I had some red patent leather joints, some American cups. They was just the cups though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Pierre was at the lunch table and he was like, yo, he didn't rap like that. But they started, you know, we would freestyle at the lunch table and dude just making a beat at the table. And Pierre see my fit. This was a bad time. Like fashion wise, it was a bad time. That's when like people was wearing sleeveless hoodies.
Give us a year.
We're talking 2000 and
the sleeveless hoodie.
Sleeveless hoodies, bad work. So we're talking 2008, 2009. And that's Prada's, Maury's, Tavernides, Robin jeans, all that. So he was the flyest dude ever. He came in with his Pelly jacket and he's freestyling and he's going crazy. And everybody's like, yo, Oz, you're not gonna let him do that to you, because everybody knew me on campus already, because my brother would take me there before I got to college. So when I was a freshman, I really knew everybody on campus already. So man, they was like, Oz, you're not gonna let him do that. So they started beating on the table and I start freestyling. And when I tell you, you remember Transformers, that one Transformers when Sam Witwicky went to college?
Yeah.
And like he started bugging out and writing all of the stuff that from the Allspark on all the bugging and writing all. I promise you, bro, I cannot describe it no other way. I feel like that's what started happening. I started seeing the words and I'm going crazy. It was probably like a minute and a half, but it felt like forever. All the words just started lining up.
Right.
And everybody's like, yo, Oz is killing them right now. And I'm just like, yo, this is happening. It felt like the last scene of Stomp the Yard. I felt like Columbus Short. I felt like the guy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then like after that, my another like probably one of my closest friends, his name was Tyler Busher. He was like, yo, bro, you should rap. I said, nah, bro, I'm a singer, bro. I'm an R&B singer. I'm a gospel singer. That's what I do. He said, bro, you should rap. And I said, bro, I'm not gonna rap. He said, well, I produce. I said, well, make sure you only send me R&B beats because I'm not rapping. And the first song that I remember recording by myself, it was an R&B song and it was absolutely terrible. That one was like 8 minutes long and it had mad hooks, mad verses, and I'm just like, yo, I gotta tell this story and I gotta tell it from beginning to end. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And yo, terrible. And every song I made after that was terrible. So he's like, all right, try this rap stuff. And I did it. And I was just like, oh, no, this is all right. And then we sold our mixtape on campus. Made $500 off that mixtape, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah, we was up.
You went back to 125th?
No. I was in college at the time. I ain't go back to 125th, man. I went to Foot Locker and got me some Jordan 1s.
Hey, there we go.
You know also bad feet. Whoever's seeing this who knows me, forgive me. I was young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You got any questions? I've been shooting all the questions. I don't want to leave you out.
Well, yeah, I do. So watching you perform last night, that was the first time I've ever seen you perform.
Okay.
Iron and Darren have been talking about you for months to me. We're like, they're like, we gotta get him on the next set list. He is it. I'm like, okay. So it was really exciting to see you perform. And you're so multi-dimensional. Cause he was like, I'm like, wait, he sings? He's like, Anna, I sent you his music. I'm like, but I didn't know if someone was popping in. That was you. I'm like, I thought that was a feature.
Got you.
And I'm like, so I think that draw, I was just like, oh my God. So you're just so multi-talented and you tell this story. And I'm like, oh, I haven't heard conscious rap like this in a while.
Yeah,
like you're on that, that. I'm like, oh, this is so good. But the most spectacular part of your performance is how you were singing and performing to your wife. And something about that energetically, like, you know, you can see light and you love this woman. I know nothing about you or her or your dynamic, but you started like floating a little bit.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this
So let's talk about, can we talk a little bit about
we could talk.
how she is the inspiration for, because clearly
you know what I'm saying? We could talk about this all day. What's up?
I mean, me as a woman, I want to know that story and how that is, like, you said she was your muse. Tell us about that dynamic.
Oh man, where do we even start? So, yeah, I could imagine how difficult it must be for Steph, because she's the muse for the good and the bad stuff. Like, there have been times she's got me upset and I'll go in the room and write a diss record. You know what I mean? Like, real talk.
Wait, bro.
Yeah, no, real talk.
Take
Yeah.
a diss record?
Yeah. Be like, oh, I don't know what to say right now, so, I'm about to go record something. You know what I mean? And it's like, and there was one time, oh my goodness, I got mad and I recorded something. And I let her hear it. I'm just like, I ain't soft. I gotta put you on. You know what I'm saying? I let her hear it. And she heard the joint and said, she said, I ain't gonna hold you. Let's fire. I think you go a little harder though. Gangster, bro. Gangster.
Hold up.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta come yeah. Leo, that ain't enough. You feel me? If you're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know what I'm saying? She was just like, I tell you this, you so lucky I don't rap. It'd be over for you. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? I said, nah, you can't get mad after that. You can't get mad. So she's been there through everything. Whether, man, she was there when we was doing rap competitions for $500 to try to pay rent. When we did the BET Awards, I brought her with me, which was a crazy experience, bro. Fam, we had the BET Awards. It's 2016, and I'm just like, man. And they had me on the stage doing a live cipher. So it was me, Dead Prez, Locksmith, and I think that was it. And Sway introduces. So I'm there. I'm like, first red carpet situation ever, right? So I'm on a red carpet. I borrowed all my friends' clothes because I was just like, I need to be fly out here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tyler Busher. I appreciate you. But yeah, we on the red carpet and they taking pictures. They just like, all right, Oswin Benjamin, cool. They taking pictures. And I think I left something and Steph like ran on the red carpet to give me something real quick. When I tell you all of the cameras, true story, all the cameras stopped taking pictures of me and was like, who's that? Everybody started taking pictures, bro. And I got off the red carpet. I said, talk your shit. Talk to him, Steph. What we doing? Yeah. What we doing? Everybody just started snapping pictures. I'm just like, you better pose. You better, you know what I'm saying? Go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, to have moments like that for her to like, she's watched me second guess myself. She's watched me like, what's the point in all this? What's the point? Who cares? And every single time I've wanted to give up, she's been the one to be on some like, I hear you and you having a moment and I love you. I'm gonna let you have that moment. But understand, like, at most you're a vessel. And when everything starts to get to a place where you feel like I understand where this gift comes from. It's not an I thing, because this gift was handed to you for you to give back. And if you do receive monetary blessing in the process, then cool. But if not, at most, you're a vessel and you're a servant. And don't ever forget that. It's like, all right, cool, I hear you. All right, I'm gonna hold it down. Let me get up. I'm gonna jump up out my feelings real quick. You know what I mean? So this is the backbone. This is the support system. And, we get into it. We bump heads. You know what I'm saying? And marriage is a beautiful thing. But marrying your best friend could be, you bump heads a little bit. But nah, it's a lot of the records that I write. I stopped rapping as much, and I could tell you the point where it happened. Like, we did a bunch of stuff from Sway in the Mornings and all that other stuff. But I remember making a record one time, and I let Steph hear the rough after I recorded it, and I seen her like getting dressed to the song. She was going out somewhere, and she was just like, "Yo, I want to hear that song." I say, "What?" Because I was rapping all the time. Don't nobody want to hear rap when they getting ready to go out and get pretty. You know what I'm saying? Right. So she was like, "Yo, this song is fire." That was about 2 years ago, and I've been making vibes like that since then. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I love the fact that you, out of all the people, you don't gotta listen to me. You got your Lucky Days out there. You got your Yebba Smiths. You got all of these people out there, and you're choosing to listen to me. Nah, bro, this is fire. I need to make more of these. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah.
So I'm glad you asked that question. So I want to flip the perspective a little bit, right? Because it's one thing to be on stage and perform, you know, for your loved one, right?
Yeah.
But I was watching Steph, and I was watching the energy she was giving back to you while you were up there. So what is it like for you, right, to be on stage and knowing that whatever the situation is in the crowd, because I know crowds can be whatever. What is it like for you to be able to look at your wife?
She was like your
and she is
focal point to you.
Yeah. And but she ain't just standing there like this.
Yeah, she's what's up?
Nah, she like,
yeah, what's up? What we doing?
What up?
Yeah, for sure.
So what is that like?
That was part of the essence of your performance.
Absolutely.
You were so part of last night and bringing that. And it was like anything he was doing independently where he wasn't, you were in all of our minds through the whole, you know, like, well, for me.
No,
all of us.
I'm saying, because, you know, I'm glad that we doing it like that, because it's a female perspective and the male perspective, right? And being that you received it in the same way that I did, I feel like that's important, because you don't get to see that like that often. And it ain't just, I've seen you perform multiple times. Yeah. It ain't just this performance.
Nah.
Like, you always pay homage to your wife. You know what I mean? So to be up there, right? And to be, you know, cause you're an authentic artist. Everything you perform means something.
For sure. To
have her out there rocking with you, like, what does that do for you in that space?
It does a couple things. It's always better when she's there, because I think and I think, just as a side note, we don't come from a culture that embraces that. We don't come from a culture that goes, oh, you could be married and yeah, things could get difficult, but you could still have joy at the end of it. I think the culture pushes hoes. Get these hoes, my nigga.
Yeah.
Get these hoes. Yeah. Hey, look, hey, yo, after these shows, we gonna run down on some hoes.
Yeah.
And that's the culture, is who has the most girls, who has the baddest girl. But nobody talks about, and it's weird, because you know it's something that they're selling, because even all of the people we loved growing up, they always had somebody stable. Your Snoops, your Ice Cubes, your Hoves, like all of them. And there's certain artists we get to see grow up with time, and those are the legendary artists. We watch Hove go from, you know what I'm saying, when the Henny's in the system, ain't no telling, right? To I got the hottest chick in the game wearing my chain, to y'all can't take a step in my daughter's shoes, to yo, if the house burning, I don't care, I ain't leaving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a certain maturity that comes with time, and it's just like, I've had the privilege to watch these guys grow up, and it's just like, if y'all end up here anyway, why do all of this extra stuff? Because it's a whole group of guys or young artists who feel like, I can't settle down because this is the life, and it's just like, nah, you probably should, because there's nothing feels better than this. Nothing feels better than sharing, being open, honest, and vulnerable, and sharing every bit of what you got going on with this person, whether positive or negative, and trusting that they're still gonna view you in a way that is conducive to love and growth. You know what I mean? And even that takes time. So when I'm up there, it's not just, oh, my wife is here, let me just be cute. Like, nah, we've been through a lot. Yeah. And we're still here. We about to celebrate 4 years of marriage, 11 years together. So it's like, what? You've seen me at my lowest. So if nobody's in the crowd, I'm performing the same way. And the times that she's not there, I represent her in that same way. It's like, yo, nah. When we was on tour, every show, yo, clap it up for my wife, whether she here or not. Y'all need to know what I stand for. Y'all need to know what I'm about. And I don't, as this right here, I don't play around with it. We can laugh and joke all day, but I don't play when it come to her and what we building. You know what I mean? Like, it's the most important thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
Well, thank you both for letting us into that intimate space with you, because that was felt and received.
Absolutely.
Like, that was beautiful.
Absolutely. Okay, I want to talk about, because
we have time for one more.
Okay. In the show last night, you sent me out. I've heard a lot of your joints, bro. Look, bro. I'm gonna say this on record. This brother has something different. It's authentic. Truly is a gift and an anointing that has been bestowed upon you, right? Calling.
Yeah.
Calling.
Steph was on that, by the way, too.
I was getting to that.
Right.
She's singing on that.
Right.
Now, to me, there's something that is so real about that record that I can just feel it in that record, right?
Yeah.
I want to ask you, one, if you can feel it too, and then two, to see the way the room full of people responded to that record, right?
Yeah.
Like, what was that like for you? And then three, what are you talking about?
So first off, shout out to Aaron Green, because he produced that, and he helped me write a lot of that. And so what was the first question?
The first question was, can you feel that thing that is in that too?
Yeah.
That special thing that is on that record, being that it's you and your wife, and then the messaging in it, it's deeper than that to me.
Right. I do feel it, and it's one of those things where, again, like culturally, like, you can't go up there and talk about this. Don't nobody want to hear that. You can't do that at a festival. It's not gonna get no spins. I was like, yo, I don't care about none of that. This is, if I'm going through this and I've felt this before, I know other people has felt this, and they probably just never spoke about it, or probably just don't know how to talk about it. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel it. I think the dope part is when you could get people to interact with it, and even if they don't know what they saying, you feel what you saying. You know what I mean? And I think that's how music works. It gets caught in the subconscious, and you singing it and you don't know what's up. So it's like, make sure you speak in life and know what you got going on, so that when people do repeat it, whether they want to or not, they speak in life into themselves as well. Second one, what was the second question?
The second one, I think you kind of hit it.
Okay.
Was, did you, like, when you got that response from the people, what was that like for you? Because to me, I can feel because you kind of speak to it in the record when I'm listening to it, like the battle that you deal with in them situations where you like, man, I don't know, or this person is saying, man, that ain't gonna work, you know. So, but you kind of spoke to what it was like, receiving that. Now, what are you talking about though?
So, the verse, it goes, my story has been unfolding outside of the booth. I stopped sending prayers to the sky because they always stopped at the roof. I lost peace when his preachers was paraphrasing the truth, manipulating through tides, demonizing the youth, suit and ties full of sin, podium full of fools. It's hard to see a perfect God through imperfect men in the pews. Mad at God when his messenger tainted heavenly views. So I turned the prodigal, married parables out of Luke. I moonwalked out the vestibule, no problem. I'd rather be lost and have lost people around them. Tripping over my own views, looking for grace. Tripping over my own tool, looking for faith. But I thank God that he had mercy on me. Thank Granny that she prayed for me rather than worried for me. She put in that word for me and did that often. Told me try to outrun my calling. He gonna just keep calling me back. So it's one of those like, yeah, like the church hurt. Like I lost sight of who God was, relying on people around me, or like, oh, the pastor said this and this, the deacon said this, so this got to be what it is. But then when they act as humans that they're in their right to, I'm judging them through a heavenly lens, but they're flawed individuals. I'm judging this perfect word. I'm judging this perfect God through flawed people who's trying to present it.
Yeah.
And I think I got so caught up in that, I started mixing my view of God in with the view of his people who may have been struggling to bring that word forward. So it's like I had to grow up. I had to grow up and get out of that. It's on some like, and I found God so much outside of church, through homeless people, through being homeless myself, through all of the times I tripped and fell and messed up. Like that's, or the times I was face down is where I've seen and felt God the most. So now it's like, even I could go back into a church now and not feel so judgmental about the people who did the same thing to me that I felt a way about. So it's like, yo, thank my mom and my grandmother for praying for me. And you know, in a way where I'm not just judging the way that I was judged. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and God is on some like, you can run as far as you want, but I love you. So I'm gonna keep calling you back. You gonna find your way back here. Yeah. You gonna find your way back here. So.
Yeah.
And it doesn't like serve us at the end of the day to judge.
Right.
So
right.
it's not serving.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. So
That's
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
man.
All right. Well, I mean, you got anything you want to say? Any advice you want to give to the
youth, to the next artist?
Yeah.
Man, I guess I'm gonna run with this because I'm feeling it. My only, I guess, piece of advice is we all walking around with our own cheat code, and that's our story. And it's like nobody could tell your story better than you. So there really is no competition. If you really hone into who you are, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful, and you tell that story, you'll win every time. And winning is not necessarily $1 million or a gajillion dollars. You define what winning is for you, and once you tell your story and you be honest within yourself, you can't lose.
My man,
Beautiful.
Oswin Benjamin.
Hey,
Thank you, bro.
thank y'all, man.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Oswin
thank you.
Benjamin.
Yeah, shout out to
And
the wife.
Steph is in the
Thank
building.
you, Steph.
Come on in here, Steph. Come on, slide on in front. Slide on in here real quick. Slide on in. There you. Hey.
Yeah, shout out to the wife. Shout out to the wife.
Wait, but I do want to ask you how, like, what, just like your journey with
Yeah,
your
slide on up.
husband.
Slide on up.
Huh? Give us like what do you want us to know about your journey with this artist over here, your husband?
My journey has been an absolute, it's been beautiful. The good, the bad, the ugly, just everything. I think it's been really beautiful, and God felt in every way. Like every single time I see Oswin perform, it's like it's like almost like an adrenaline rush, because I'm like, dang, this is like, I've never met somebody like Oswin, and that calling, that anointing that he has on him, that as soon as he gets up there is like a click. And now that I have the privilege and the honor of seeing him in that stage, and just him locking into beast mode is like, oh, go. Like, it's like, it's like my feet get hot, my hands get hot, my ears get hot. I'm like, yeah, all right, lock in. And me just knowing that he's locked in and just in that, like, it's game time. It's like, go get him. I'm here. Like, do it.
You can
like,
feel that too.
Yeah.
You can
it's
feel
like,
you like
oh
giving
no, I think just the way, but then again, that's kind of like how God works. Like, where it's like, you feel that presence off of him, and it's like, okay, I want more of this. I want to leech on to you, because there's like a peace, there's an excitement, there's a beauty in it. There's just that's just how I could describe it, where it's like, as soon as I see him and he's locked in, it's like, okay, you're there, and I wanna be there with you, and wherever that takes us, once I continue to feel that presence, it's like, there's no way. But yeah, that's just how I could describe it. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful.
Okay, I want to speak about this one line before we let y'all go.
What's up?
We're gonna keep you here.
Because it's a line where he say, she cooked better than Gordon Ramsay. So I want to know what you over there cooking, Steph. What's, because we
everything. What
like,
you want? Steak, pasta, a little nice sandwich. Like, what y'all want? I don't know.
Okay, that's what I'm.
The short ribs, braised short ribs, potatoes. What is it? No, honestly.
Okay. So what we gonna, and I want to get this on camera.
What's up?
We gonna have to do a little dinner or something.
We gonna have to do it. I'm down. I really have loved, ever since I moved to Arizona, because I can't find the foods that, well, not that I can't find, because there's absolutely amazing and incredible spots out here too, but just like as far as like the wide variety of that I'm used to in New York, it's like, nah, I gotta cook it. Like I tapped into that, and ever since I did, it's like a newfound love for cooking. So I'm absolutely down.
All right.
Wherever you guys want.
Hey, y'all got it. We got that. We got that on camera, y'all.
Got it locked in. I said it, and I will do it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Steph, for sitting with us. Oswin. Man.
It's been some time since I decided to hit your line. Living talking about it, and I know